As we approach the release of the greatest cinematic achievement of all time, we now have the lead single from the original motion picture soundtrack. It's Dua Lipa, back with Dance the Night. Welcome to Not Every Single. I'm Joe.
And I'm Stephanie.
This was super fun, total banger, perfect time for it to come out, beginning of summer. What'd you think?
Yeah, this is very, it is very par for the course, Dua.
That's true.
It is not surprising me, but I can dance to it. It says dance the night. I can dance.
Yeah, I don't think this needed to be some sort of like great push forward for Dua. Like, you know, it has the hallmark things for her. It has that punchy drum and bass. That's that's ever present on her last record and the singles since, and strings. And that's kind of the 1-2 punch for her. It's got like this up-tempo, punchy drum and bass groove, and you got the epic strings behind it.
Yeah. You know, future nostalgia, we're not going to talk too much about it, but like neither of us really like the 70s music trend most of the time, bringing 70s stuff into modern things.
Yeah.
There's like 2 exceptions for me. It's Harry's House and it's this, future nostalgia.
I completely agree. I'll throw Random Access Memories in there.
Yeah.
Which kind of started that new trend of that punchy drum and bass that's like incredibly well produced and crisp and clean. And we've been hearing it ever since. And I think she's one of the ones to do it the best.
Yeah, it works really well with her voice. She can do a lot of different things. We've heard her with Miley on Plastic Hearts.
That's a fun one.
Prisoner, that's a great song. You know, I think she can work with 80s type of beats. I think she could do some really modern stuff. She can do 70s. I appreciate that about her.
She's a really good feature.
Yeah.
When she shows up in other people's songs or does a song with someone else, it's very strong. She seems like a collaborator that's up for anything and really elevates the track. And with her own music, like, I think the fun is the operative word here.
Yeah. It's always, and she's like very smart about it. Like if you watch the Switched on Pop episode with her,
Which one?
On Netflix.
Oh, This Is Pop.
This Is Pop.
Yes.
There's a lot of pop.
Switched on Pop is a great podcast. This Is Pop is a Netflix show.
So anyway, there's an episode about the making of one of the songs. I forget which one. And that was kind of my first exposure to her. And she really made me a fan with just who she is and how she works. I'd kind of heard a couple of her songs before. And after that, it was like, okay, I'm going to go listen to this album because I need to know where this all went.
Wasn't that record kind of your jam when you through peak lockdown when you were the only one working in your building?
I listened to it. Honestly, okay, I only listened to it a couple of times. You know, this happens to me sometimes. If I really like something, I can't listen to it again because it's like that one's so good. I don't know if I'm going to listen to it right now.
Yeah. No, I get it. You're like, I have to parse it out. I'm going to burn myself out.
I don't know. And there's like plenty of albums I love so much that I listen to all the time. But that was just one for some reason. I was like, I gotta wait till I'm in the mood for that like super, upbeat thing.
Yeah. I mean, hey, for the time that it came out and what that record was up against as far as things going on in the world, it really made an impact and made her kind of a household name. And now to bring her into the Barbie soundtrack, I think is really cool. We got a lot of other popular pop artists in that soundtrack. And if you saw our video talking about Demi Lovato and her song for Scream 6, you heard us talk about our excitement for the return of the movie soundtrack being a big deal.
The return of the motion picture soundtrack, as you put it, which was like, you'd go see a movie in the mall and then like the music store would be right there.
The Sam Goody.
And you would I did that definitely with Wedding Singer, is like out of movie, get soundtrack.
I want to continue to experience this on my way home. Yeah, I mean, that's just one of the best soundtracks.
I guess the volume 2 one is what I got. Also, there's 2 volumes.
It's up there with it's like Pulp Fiction, Wedding Singer, all the best soundtracks.
Josie and the Pussycats.
Totally. Yeah. So we're excited to have that back. I think it's a really cool thing. And it's a cool way to bring some different artists together and collaborate around a piece of different media. You know, it's a movie. And I think that's really was kind of a lost art for a while.
Yeah.
So happy to have it back.
One thing I will say about this song is I kind of expected it to be less straightforward. Like, okay, so Barbie is clearly like got a lot going on tone wise.
Yes.
It's got levels, it's got layers. It's a Barbie
like
movie.
An onion. Like
yeah,
Shrek.
but it's like it's a comedy, but it's like genuine, it seems like.
Slightly surrealist.
Surreal, yeah. And so I thought, okay, what's the song gonna be? But it's just like very straightforward, which I think will work really well like in the soundtrack. But like thinking back, I know Charlie's on this too, right? She's on the soundtrack. Okay, so she did a song called Hot Girl, right? For Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Yes.
Which is so freaking good. Like, why was that not a huge song?
It has that. I see what you're saying. It's like that song had the self-aware irony that the movie had.
For sure.
So
it
why
matched
doesn't
the tone completely?
Yeah. So why doesn't this song sort of go in line with what Barbie seems
because like
it's
for
all
sure
about?
like Dua can do that. So I don't know if this was like a song that already existed that is on the soundtrack instead of maybe specifically for it. Again, it's like it's a very good song, but I was a little bit like puzzled that it wasn't more in line with the tone of the movie.
I think you're onto something. I think it maybe was a pre-existing track or something that was at least in the works already, you know?
Could be.
Maybe it was a little too future nostalgia, and so it was just kind of hanging around, and hey, we need this song for the Barbie soundtrack, blah, blah, blah. Complete conjecture on my part.
I mean, she's a perfect fit for the soundtrack, so I'm sure she would have been happy to contribute anything, whether it was new or like lying around. Yeah. And if it's an unreleased track, it's like nice that we get it.
You know, I'm excited to hear. I assume this is in the movie or maybe over the credits. I'm excited to hear it in Dolby surround sound as I sit in the theater day one, opening night, in
With
full
like,
Barbie gear.
Hopefully there's like a special popcorn bucket that you can buy.
I want a
pink.
cup. I want a cup I can take home.
You know, we got to go to one of those where you can get like booze. Because they always give you a cocktail and it's like $100. You know, I don't know how much it is. I've never done it.
Like a dine-in thing where you keep the Barbie cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll see you there. Are you excited about this new Dua Lipa track? What do you guys think about it? Are we totally off base? Thanks for watching. This is Not Every Single. If you'd like, stick around and subscribe. We talk about a lot of different music here, but mostly about pop music and pop music as an art form, you know? So if that sounds fun to you, stick around. We'd love to have you here. This is Not Every Single. I'm Joe.
And I'm Stephanie.
We'll see you next time.